Welcome back to Biology class. So today we are going to discuss a very important and very significant life process in plants, that is photosynthesis. Yes, so photosynthesis, we know it is the basic process which helps to sustain this whole living world. And so we will discuss what is photosynthesis, what is significance, and what are those various historical experiments which led to establish the concept of photosynthesis and finally provided various information regarding photosynthesis. So you can see here photosynthesis is basically a physico-chemical process. Clear? In physical part we have various gaseous exchange. There plants are taking carbon dioxide, giving oxygen. So these are the physical part of the photosynthesis, and the chemical parts where the green plants, they trap the solar energy and convert it into chemical energy, and finally by this energy and carbon dioxide, water, they produce the organic compound, very vital organic compound or basic organic compound called glucose. So, and also various other organic compounds are also produced during this process of photosynthesis. So it is a very important. And why photosynthesis is so important? Photosynthesis is very important as because first of all it provides food to the whole living system. Clear? So photosynthesis produces the organic compounds. They synthesizes organic compounds from the inorganic ones. So this is the conversion of organic from the inorganic one. This is the most vital part. Clear? And these organic compounds provide the food for all living organisms, whether they are directly dependent on plants. So green plants get the food from here. The herbivores which are dependent on green plants get the food from here. Clear? And also the carnivores, because carnivores are eaten up, because carnivores eats up the herbivores, so the carnivores also get the food from here. And another very vital thing by which we get from photosynthesis is oxygen. So the whole living world, you can see the whole living world is actually based on photosynthesis. The most vital two things, that is the food and oxygen, is provided by this life process. So it is so significant. Now if we go on for the various experiments, clear, which actually establish the concept of photosynthesis. So let us see the early experiments. So early experiments, at first we can see the Joseph Priestley from 1733 to 1804. What he established, Priestley hypothesized that plants restored to the air whatever breathing animals and burning candles removed. Clear? Whatever the breathing animals and the burning candle removes, those air is restored by photosynthesis. So here you can see, so there is a mouse, that is the animal, and a candle is burning, that is consuming. So both are consuming the air. We know that is oxygen. Clear? So, and they are kept under a bell jar, which is a airtight condition, in a airtight condition. So after a certain period of time, what we will see? We will see that both the mouse died and the candle is blown off. Clear? Why? Because the air which they are consuming is totally ended up here in this particular area, where in a airtight condition, this air what they are consuming is totally finished, and as a result they died. But the same thing when it is done along with a green plant. So what you are seeing, that this green plant is there, this same mouse and burning candle is there, kept under the bell jar and made it airtight. Now we can see after a certain period of time, we can see that both the candle is also burning and the mouse is also alive. Why? Because whatever the part, portion of the air they are consuming, that part is released by the plants, and as a result there is a continuous supply of that particular air, that is oxygen, to these plants. So whatever the that plants restore the air, whatever the breathing animals and the burning candles remove. Clear? So this is what about Joseph Priestley has done. Next is Ingenhousz. You can see he, according to Jan Ingenhousz, 1730 through 1799, he showed that only the green plants could release oxygen. Clear? Only the green plants could release oxygen. Now next came Julian von Sachs. Clear? He showed that green substances, chlorophyll, clear? The green substances, Julian von Sachs, he showed that green substances, that is chlorophyll, clear, is located in the special bodies or chloroplasts. So chlorophyll is located in the green pigment chlorophyll is located in the special structure called chloroplast, and he also provided that glucose in the green plant is stored in the form of starch. Here, so he provided two information: chlorophyll is present in chloroplastids and green pigment chlorophyll is present in chloroplastid, and glucose which is formed is stored in the plants in the form of starch. Now next, it is Engelmann. Clear, 1843 to 1909. What he did, he split the light using a prism into various components. Clear, he split the light using a prism into various components and illuminated a green algae. Cladophora is placed in the suspension of aerobic bacteria. Cladophora, and there are aerobic bacteria. Cladoflora is placed in a suspension of aerobic bacteria. So he placed Cladophora, green algae Cladophora green alga, and placed Cladophora, clear, in a suspension of aerobic bacteria. You can see here aerobic bacteria. The bacteria used to detect the site of oxygen. Since bacteria are the aerobic one, so they are used to detect the site where from the oxygen, most of the oxygen is released, because they will gather in that area where maximum oxygen is released. Clear? And what you observe, that bacteria mainly accumulated in the region of blue light. Clear? You can see here the accumulation of bacteria, and also in the place of red light, where you can see also accumulation of the bacteria along with the algae. So he first described that action spectra of photosynthesis, the action spectrum resembling roughly with the chlorophyll A and B, and so he found that blue and red light are the actual spectra which are actually helping, or these are the action spectra for the photosynthesis. Next important experiments were conducted by Cornelis van Nel. He conducted with the purple sulfur bacteria. He demonstrated that photosynthesis is essentially clear. He demonstrated that photosynthesis is essentially a light-dependent reaction in which hydrogen from a hydrogen donor reduces carbon dioxide to glucose. So hydrogen from an hydrogen donor reduces carbon dioxide to glucose. Clear? And he gave the photosynthesis. He gave the present day equation for the photosynthesis. You can see here. So he 2H2A here, that is 2H2A. And he also said that in green plants, water is the source of this hydrogen donor, and it is oxidized to oxygen with the evolution. Water is the source in green plants. Water is the basic source of hydrogen. Clear? Water acts as hydrogen donor and is oxidized to oxygen. In purple sulfur bacteria, where they don't use water, hydrogen sulfide is the source of hydrogen, clear, which acts as a hydrogen donor, and So the oxidation of sulfur and it is oxidation of sulfur. So oxidation releases sulfur, and as a result there is no release of oxygen. So thus he inferred that oxygen evolved. And so what is the inference? That oxygen evolved during photosynthesis basically comes from the water, not from carbon dioxide. So later this was, so oxygen evolved during photosynthesis basically comes from water, not from carbon dioxide, and later this was proved by using radioactive hydrogen. Clear? So later this was proved by using radioactive isotopes of oxygen, that water is the source of basic source of water is the basic source of, or the water is the source of oxygen which is evolved during photosynthesis, not the carbon dioxide. So the overall correct equation of the photosynthesis according to him is 6CO2 plus 12H2O. In presence of light, it will produce glucose, C6H12O6, 6H2O and 6O2. So he provided the correct equation of our photosynthesis.